Surely, you have had moments when you felt like your heart was heavy, unable to breathe, as the future seemed uncertain, and worry consumed every step you took. You felt like you were standing at a dark crossroads, not knowing which way was right, unsure if you were capable of facing the challenges ahead. But take a moment to stop and listen, because there is an invisible source of strength you can rely on, a being who can grant you peace that you cannot create on your own. That being is God. Let him lead you through these times of anxiety, and write the word Amen so you can walk forward stronger in trust and peace. Every day, I wake up with a heavy feeling in my heart. Even though everything seems fine on the outside, I cannot shake off the worries that cling to me. I worry about my work, about my family, about responsibilities that have not been fulfilled, about things that have not yet happened but seem to loom right before my eyes. Every step I take in life feels like a challenge. I ask myself, can I complete everything I've set out to do? Do I have enough strength to get through it all? One day, when I received a call from my company asking me to make an important decision about my career future, these questions seemed to overwhelm me completely. The feeling of anxiety became overwhelming, as though I was trapped between choices without knowing which one was right. I couldn't sleep that night. My mind consumed with thoughts of whether I would make the wrong choice, how my decision would affect my family's life, and whether I could do everything the right way. And then, in the most desperate moment, I felt like I could not continue. The negative thoughts about failure, about irreparable mistakes, and about not being capable drained me. From worries about my work to unresolved relationships, I felt surrounded by a sense of emptiness, unable to escape. I even thought about death as a way to escape all of this worry. It wasn't that I wanted to give up on life, but rather that I wanted to find a way out of sleepless nights, days without rest. But deep inside, I knew that wasn't the solution. I just needed a change. I needed help that I couldn't create for myself. One morning, when the worries about the future weighed heavily on me, I felt as though I was in the middle of a vast desert, with no direction and nowhere to turn for refuge. My work was facing many difficulties, and the expectations from my family, friends, and those around me only added to my stress. Everything seemed to be falling apart, and I didn't know what to do to face them. As the days passed, I felt myself growing more and more exhausted, as though I couldn't find rest in both body and mind. The important decisions I needed to make only added to my confusion and lack of confidence. That day, I stood before a major decision in my life. The company I worked for announced an opportunity for promotion, but I knew that if I accepted it, I would have to face even greater challenges. Thoughts continuously spun in my mind. Am I capable of leading this team? Will I be able to handle the increased workload? Will my family be able to accept the changes in our life? The anxiety seemed uncontrollable. I felt as though I was trapped in a whirlpool, unable to break free. In that moment of despair, I decided to stop, kneel, and pray with all my sincerity. Lord, I cannot do this on my own. I feel exhausted and anxious about things that have not yet come. Please help me, Lord. Take these worries and fears that I cannot resolve on my own. I place everything in your hands. I trust that you will guide me through these trials and help me find peace in my heart. In that moment, as I paused to pray, everything seemed to quiet down. The anxious thoughts slowly faded away, and in their place was a sense of peace that I had never felt before. A sense of relief, as if the burdens I had been carrying for so long suddenly vanished. Lord, I felt your presence in that moment. I no longer felt alone. Even though the road ahead was still unclear, I knew that you would guide me, helping me step through the challenges ahead without worry. There was a profound shift in my heart as I entrusted everything to you. I realized that I didn't need to control everything, that not every decision had to be perfect. I didn't have to worry about the things I couldn't change. I understood that peace does not come from control, but from trusting in you and giving all my anxieties to you. This transformation was evident in the very decision I had to face. After praying, I decided to accept the promotion opportunity at work. But this time, I didn't feel the same stress as before. I had learned to let things flow naturally, knowing that if I do my best, God will guide me through everything. And truly, the major challenges at work turned into opportunities for me to grow, learn, and become more mature. Soon after, I felt an extraordinary sense of peace within my family. Although there were many changes in my work, my loved ones and I found a new balance. I no longer felt pressured by their expectations or by the demands of work. I had learned to entrust everything to God, and in that peace, I found the strength to continue. Every day, I realized that when I live in faith in God, I can overcome anything, no matter how many challenges life brings. After praying, I felt a powerful shift within my soul. My heart, once burdened with anxiety and fear, now felt light and at peace. The anxious thoughts that had once dominated me seemed to have lost their grip on me. I began to realize that fear is just a part of life, but not everything. I can't change everything, but I can choose how to respond to the challenges I face. Before, every challenge in life felt like a massive burden. The stressful meetings at work, unresolved financial issues, and worries about family relationships, these all made me feel like I was being crushed, unable to breathe. But now, after entrusting everything to God, I no longer feel those challenges are burdens. I realize that each challenge is an opportunity for me to grow and learn. And most importantly, I am not alone in this fight. God is always by my side, leading the way and helping me overcome each step. I remember the first time I faced a difficult decision at work after praying. At that time, I had to make an important decision about whether to switch companies or stay with my current job. Before praying, I feared making the wrong choice, that if I went down the wrong path, the consequences would be significant. But after entrusting all my worries and thoughts to God, I felt peace. I realized that no matter what my decision was, God would guide me to the best place. He would never let me fall into difficult situations without help. I no longer worried about the outcome. Instead, I focused on doing my best, trusting that God would walk alongside me. And then, after making my decision, I felt a relief like I had never felt before. I no longer overthought the outcome. Instead, I focused on each small step, doing my best with all my abilities. As a result, even though the road ahead still held many challenges, I overcame them more easily because I no longer worried about what I couldn't control. I learned to live in the present, enjoying every moment, and not letting the worries of the future take away the joy of today. Another specific example is in my family life. Before praying, I often worried about relationships within the family, especially when small disagreements arose. I feared that misunderstandings would become large cracks, affecting the bond within the family. But when I entrusted those worries to God, I learned to listen, to be more patient, and to stop judging hastily. I realized that nothing is perfect, and the challenges in our family are also opportunities for us to love and understand each other more. God taught me that peace does not come from everything being perfect, but from accepting, forgiving, and always trusting in His love. Thanks to the peace I found in my heart after entrusting everything to God, I no longer fear facing difficulties. In reality, the challenges never end, but I began to realize that they are just a part of the journey, and I can face them more strongly, knowing that I do not have to face them alone. God is my source of strength, and He helps me overcome all that I thought I couldn't overcome. Every day, I feel stronger, more confident. I no longer feel that I have to do everything perfectly to prove my worth. I've learned that perfection is not the most important thing in life. What matters is that I can live in peace, trust in God's guidance, and do everything with sincerity. With His help, I can face every challenge and walk confidently, knowing He is always by my side. Lord, I thank You for always being with me during the difficult times. I thank You for helping me overcome the worries and fears about the future. I know that not everything I worry about happens, and sometimes the things I fear never come to pass. Please continue to guide me and help me live each day in peace. I entrust all my worries to You. I know that You will help me overcome everything. and I trust that you will never leave me. Please, help me find peace in my heart every day and live according to your will. I know that the future will hold challenges, but with you, I do not need to worry. Please continue to walk with me. Grant me strength to overcome all difficulties and help me live a life full of faith and hope. Lord, today I pray for all those who are facing anxiety about the future. I know that many people are carrying worries about their work, their family, and things that have not yet happened. Please grant them peace. Help them entrust all their worries into your hands. May they feel your presence in their lives and find hope in your love. I pray that they will learn to live in the present, not allowing worries about the future to dominate their hearts. Please help them overcome all anxiety and find peace in you. If you feel peace in your heart after praying, if you have found hope and guidance from the Lord in your life, please leave a comment saying Amen, and don't forget to follow our channel. Remember that you are never alone, and the Lord is always ready to help you overcome any challenge in life. Continue walking with Him, and He will guide you through every difficulty.